pack, so that wasn't the true actual game. That was like a DLC, but you had to buy the game back in the day. And Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 and those London packs um, were looked down from a bird's eye view, which I did not like. Well, I liked it back then because that was uh, the real deal back then. You know, you get to run over people and do everything that you could in these games, in the new games, but the new games weren't as, the old games weren't as intuitive as the new games are. Okay, so let's see here, and then lo and behold, Grand Theft Auto 3 came out. Okay, and when 3 came out, that changed the whole scheme of games right there because you had the whole 3D aspect of it. Um, uh, and it was set in '99, I think. So no, it was set in 2001, and it came out in 2001. So I mean, they um kind of coincided with each other there. Um, and then while that was out, a game called Grand Theft Auto Vice City was released in 2002, which this by far was my favorite game of all time. Um, you had it was set in the 80s, um, relatively 1986, and and the 80s had a knack for the best music ever. You know, I was an 80s child, so I know what I'm talking about here. Uh, you had bands like Motley Crue, Poison, Judas Priest, um, and you had, let's see if they have us. They don't have oh yeah, they have the soundtrack right here. Um, okay, soundtrack. Yeah, they had Foreigner, Kate Bush, Squeeze, uh, Toto, Night Ranger, Luther Vandross, Mr. So, and then they had different stations you can do. But my favorite station was the rock station because you had like Twisted Sister, Alcatraz, Loverboy, Iron Maiden, Slayer. Slayer was a great band for that game. Uh, and of course you had the almighty Judas Priest in there too. Um, but this game was a game that came out in right after number 3, which was released in 2000, I think. No, 2000. Yeah, 2002. I'm sorry. Um. So, and right after that, you got into uh, Vice City Stories, which was a prequel to Vice City. I have not played this game. I'm gonna buy a PlayStation 2 from my friend. Um, this Saturday, I think he's bringing it over for me to buy from him. But I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna try to find it and play it, and then tell you about it because I've always wanted to play this game, but every time I thought about playing it, something else came up and I had to get that instead. So I don't know too much about this game. Um, Next game on the list that they released was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This game was the second highest selling game of all time of all the Grand Theft Auto games. You had gangs in this game. You played as Carl Johnson, also known as CJ, and then you can uh, buy your house, buy homes here and there, and you run into rival gangs and shoot them up and kill them, and then you can, if you wanted to, you can always go to the gym and work out. Um, this game was not my favorite game of all time. This probably was my third favorite Grand Theft Auto game. Um, Strictly because the whole game aspect didn't appeal to me that much. Uh, so, I mean, you can, you know, do gang wars, burglaries, you can steal from people, and the multiplayer was great in this game too. I think this was the first game that you could actually swim, because in the other games, they didn't let you swim at all in these games. So okay, we had Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Then you had Liberty City Stories, set in '98. Came out in 2006. I haven't played this one because, like I said, with Vice City Stories, I just got lost in brand new games that were coming out. So I want to get all of the Grand Theft Auto games when I get my uh, PlayStation 2. So I'll fill you in on that game when I get it. Grand Theft Auto, the Game Boy Advance game was originally, well, okay, here's how it goes. Um, each one of these was set in a different time, I guess. Vice City was set in '84. Vice City Storage was set in '84. City was '86. San Andreas was in '92. Liberty City Stories was in '98. And the first game for the Game Boy Advance, Grand Theft Auto, was set in 2000. And then Grand Theft Auto 3 was set and released in the year 2001, which I previously stated. But I did not play this game because I don't really dig handhelds anymore. I'm sure it's a great game. I just wouldn't know. Personally, I wouldn't care either. But we are talking about Grand Theft Auto 3. So let's go to 4, and it's the DLC 4. 4 was the highest selling Grand Theft Auto game of all time. I think it reached. Let's see here. Hold on just a minute. Down here. Yeah, okay. Down here, it's a 22 million plus games, and it was considered to be a platinum hit game, rightfully so. But that was the first highest selling game that they had. The second highest selling game was San Andreas with 21.5 million, and that also became a platinum hit game. So really, you had two great games right there.